welcome. Thank you so very much for being here for the first time. I'm so glad you're here. You come to the right place. For those of you who are returning, thanks for coming back to support me, to watch another one of my readings. If you've been watching some of my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love your support. Like the video, share it with someone who can benefit from these messages to help grow this channel. But it's more about getting these messages out to as many people as possible. All right, so what we're going to do here, everybody, is we're going to look into what we need to know for the week. Okay, this is the weekly guidance. These are the Archangel messages. Thank you for the reminder, Archangels. These are messages from your Archangels. Okay, I'm tapping more into the angelic realm. They want me to work more with those higher guides. Not that the other ones aren't important, but as you've noticed, if you've been watching my videos, my content has been changing. So that's what I'm doing. This is more coming from the Archangel realm, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, stuff like that. Alrighty, so let's see. We had a volcano blowing last week. It's the energy is gaining momentum. I feel it. I think we're still coming into that right now with these energies. We are still in the full moon and Sagittarius energies at this time. If you haven't watched my lengthy full moon and Sagittarius reading, I highly recommend that you take some time out to watch that. I'll try to link that in here somewhere. It is long for a reason. I am not the reader who does short videos. That is not me. Okay? If you know about Jesus' teachings were very long, but they were very effective. That's kind of like what my mission is here. All right? So there's a lot of important information there, a lot of guidance. So I highly recommend you watch it, break it up into pieces. I still have to put the timestamps. I wasn't able to do that. So hopefully I can get to that. If not, just pace yourself. All right? We're still in these full moon energies, so even though it peaked last night, we're still feeling the effects, and we still will for the next week or two. So let's see what the Archangels want us to know this week, what guidance they have for us. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Galactic Families, Pleiadians, Sirians, and the Masters, please and thank you. Whoa. Thank you for your wisdom, your guidance, your support, and your clarity. All right, one fell on my leg here, and two flipped over, so we have three today. We have the Five of Cups with the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Well, everybody. Hopefully you can see me okay, because I'm like, not that it matters. Anyway, it's hot as balls again out here. Let me tell you, it was cloudy. It looked like it was going to rain as I was getting ready for the day. And I said, okay, well, I'll just do the video. Well, it's cloudy. I'm still going to do it outside because they've been wanting me to do more readings outside. And I said, well, maybe God will change it up and the sun will come out. Right when I was about to get ready to come out here, thank you, God, because it's always beautiful out here. Anyway, let me show you the bottom of the deck. It's the Nine of Cups. I know where this is going, all right? A lot of you are disappointed. Maybe you were expecting something with the full moon in Sagittarius and you were feeling it, right? Last week I said the energy is heightened. It's full moon energy is heightened energy. Our psychic abilities get stronger. I'm hearing Stronger Every Day by Chicago. I was actually listening to that song as I was getting ready. Just so you know ahead of time, I'm going to be doing a video about that song because that's a channeled song from the Divine Masculine Collective that I channel for. So stay tuned for that. So we're looking into, I'm getting a strong feeling that you were hoping like some wish was going to come true, something was going to be fulfilled. You're feeling good about something, or you were feeling good about something. Now all of a sudden the energy shifted, right? We've got the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords. These are the ones that really flipped out, which means they're telling me these are the stronger energies. But some of you are not looking at this, okay? There's a whole bunch of messages coming through with this, but the first thing that I'm getting for some of you, and remember to take what resonates, see what doesn't. Do not force anything, and do not try to trick yourself into thinking that things are better when they're not, okay? This Seven of Swords means things, there is more than meets the eye here. There are things going on behind the scenes you know nothing about, all right? Looks can be deceiving. This is like the, you know, when you're out in the desert and you're seeing the oasis is there, the water is there, and it's just like, oh my God, I need the water. Where's the island? Where's the oasis? It's like being delusional a little bit, but there's something here where maybe you need to be replenished by something, or maybe you need to literally drink more water. I don't know, 5 of Cups. But there's something here about your mind is getting the best of you, and you're thinking these negative thoughts, and you're saying, I don't see anything in the physical. I don't see anything there. Why am I feeling this and I'm not seeing it? Okay? There's more than meets the eye. Looks can be deceiving. Things aren't always what they seem. Okay? So it's like, see with this treasure chest, you're like, oh, I found the oasis. I found the treasure chest. I know that I'm going to get some treasure. I know I'm going to get some sort of, it could be dealing with money. It could be dealing with like family discord being dispelled or something. It could be, you know, an inheritance. I don't know. Or something with a home, something with a house. And you're like thinking, that's the treasure. That's my gift. And then you open it and it's like, it's full of swords. You're like, wait, what? What? I thought things were gonna get better. I thought the money was gonna come in. I thought I was gonna sell the house. I was gonna get the house, whatever. And it seems like you open that chest and there's nothing there. There's no bounty. There's no cornucopia. And it's like there are more lessons to learn, okay? Swords are about lessons. It's also something for some of you, you tend to go straight to your mind and you cause yourself to doubt a lot, and then you stay in there for a certain period of time because it's leading to a depression. It's leading to very low vibrational energies like sulking, and I was hoping for that, but that's not what I got. I was hoping I would be here by now, but I'm not. I was hoping I would have moved by now, and I'm not there. I was hoping I would get the house, and I didn't. I was hoping I was getting the money. I was getting the promotion. I was getting something, or maybe something was going to happen in the family, like everything was going to be all happy and fine and stable and solid, and everything was just going to work out in your favor, but apparently that's not the case. But you're missing something important in this. There's a lesson to be learned, either a lesson in trusting your intuition, a lesson in finding the silver lining in things, okay? It's like yesterday. I wanted to go on a boat. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm recording this on June 4th, okay? Yesterday was my birthday. I was kind of hoping to be out by the water and to be on a boat because I'm a big boat person. I love the water. I wanted to do something different with family, okay? Yes, family was there to celebrate my birthday, but here, this is exactly why I go through these things, and my experiences are here to teach you. Maybe you were waiting for a manifestation. Maybe you were waiting to hear from someone because you knew something was culminating. And somebody may have said something to cause you to doubt yourself, to cause you to overthink and say, oh man, I was feeling this. I knew something was coming and it didn't. Or I was hoping for this and it didn't happen. Someone triggered you, or someone put something in your head to cause you to doubt, to cause you to have negative thoughts, to deceive yourself into mistrusting your intuition. So yesterday I wanted to be on the boat. I wanted to be out in the ocean. I wanted to go by the intercoastal, all this stuff. But the forecast was calling for downpours, all right? There's a tropical depression out there on the west coast of Florida, and we were getting a lot of rain up until yesterday. And if only I could have taken screenshots of what the weather looked like. Even my parents and my family were saying, oh my God, the weather doesn't look great. And I said, okay, well, we'll scrap that. But I still wanted to have a dinner at this restaurant in Meisner Park in Boca, where I'm at. I still did that. And what I got later, God told me, Jess, you're not supposed to be on that boat, because apparently there was going to be a disaster and my family was going to be part of it. Now, those of you who've known me for a while, some of you may know that last year on my birthday, I had a vision that, I'm not going to say who it was, somebody in my family fell off a cliff and hit the rocks by the Potomac River. During meditation, I said, what the hell was that all about? And I went hiking anyway, and the family member that was supposed to fall over, they did fall, but they fell right 5 minutes into the hike and the person busted their knee. We couldn't continue the hike. My archangels, Archangel Michael, told me, I'm protecting the both of you, Jess, because what you saw was about to happen, because the enemy was after me. And I was disappointed. I couldn't have a birthday weekend. I had took care of my son, took him to the doctor, had to dress his wound. He had to get rest. He couldn't walk on that. Oh, did I say it? There was stuff that was happening. Like, I couldn't because of the family member. We couldn't continue on with this thing. And I was disappointed. I was pretty saddened. And I went to my altar that day and I cried about it. I said, but God, like, this was my birthday. I was so looking forward to this and having some fun and going on my hike, right? I felt like I was betrayed. A little part of me, being honest, I felt that I was a little bit betrayed. I said, really? I'm being obedient, God. I'm doing what you called me to do, and I've been living my life and being happy without, seeing all this. There was an issue with my home at the time, and I'm like, God, I'm just praising you, and I'm trusting in what you're doing with my life, and I wanted to have a great birthday, and I didn't get that. And God's like, Jess, I understand that you're saddened by this. I'm sorry that the family member, we had something had to happen, but we were preventing something dramatic, something traumatizing from happening. It could have been like a Ten of Swords moment. And God was like, if you saw that vision, Jess, you need to trust in what you are seeing, even when you see these things, and even when you feel like, whoa, wait a minute, was that a warning? And it was. And I just blew it off. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm going crazy. It was the enemy trying to really cause destruction in my life. I will say the day that I was born, I have this rare placement where I have a massive target on my back. And every time my solar return comes in, ever since my awakening, the enemy's been trying to, let's just say, do something to interfere with my path. I'm not going to say exactly what it is. Some of you may intuitively know what I'm trying to say. But there's a lesson learned in this. Because if God is trying to prevent something traumatic from happening, some upheaval, like a very, very harsh tower moment, my guides, my archangels, God, everyone's going to be working their power to prevent me from doing that. And so it was yesterday, and I said, okay, God, the forecast is coming in. Okay, I shouldn't be on the boat, but we'll still have the family dinner, and I'll just make it work. I'll just still enjoy the day. The silver lining. No, I didn't get to go on the boat. No, I wasn't able to go by the intercoastal or be on the beach yesterday, but I have other days to do it. Maybe today, maybe next week. But I was still able to spend time with family. I had a fantastic dinner with my parents and my son yesterday at this amazing Mexican restaurant. And we had this great table and everything was just fantastic. And guess what? The weather turned out like this, and it didn't rain all day yesterday. And I was still kind of praying for good weather so that we could sit outside and just enjoy ourselves. And I had my grandparents and my aunt and her family coming later in the day to celebrate with me. It's understanding what is really of value. God wanted me to see the silver lining. Yeah, you couldn't go on the boat today, Jess. You couldn't go to the beach, but you're seeing what is really, your family is still there. Even though you didn't get to do those things with family, you still got to spend time with family. And last night, we had the greatest time. And I spent my 43rd birthday with my grandparents who were in their late 80s. And my aunt and one of my cousins and her husband, my son, my parents. I had not spent a birthday with family like that in nearly 20 years. And God was making sure that I saw that. Look what you're doing, Jess. And my ancestors were there. Right? Now that they're telling me this. Everybody who had passed on, everybody who was there, who wasn't there physically, there were some people who were still alive who were there in spirit to celebrate. I'm getting a little choked up because I didn't realize that at the time until I just channeled that. I needed to be in a harmonious environment. I needed to be in a safe place so that everybody, including those who were not, who have already passed on, and those who were not physically there, they were there with me in spirit. Those who were still alive, okay? Everybody, the spirits, the Holy Spirits were there. The family spirits were there, okay? So I'm giving you this example to explain something to you based on what I have experienced. And it's had to do with that birthday alone. And I knew what happened yesterday, I was going to be teaching. And yesterday, after we sang happy birthday and everything, you know, because I don't know when I'm going to spend the next birthday with my grandparents. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have all this family around for my birthdays, because it could very well be that life would be changing for me, where I'm moving house, where I'm getting married, and I'm doing something else with my mission with my divine counterpart, right? I could be far, far away, and I won't be able to spend all those types of celebrations with family, or even get-togethers like at a moment's notice. And God is allowing me to have the time with the family that I have here now to celebrate, to enjoy those happy moments. And this is understanding what is really of value, that family is everything, right? The Treasure of Swords, oh man, I didn't get to go on the boat, but I had a fantastic time regardless. And after we sang happy birthday, I told my dad to put on the Florida Panthers Las Vegas Golden Knights game. I'm not really a hockey person. I used to watch hockey more when Florida Panthers joined the NHL, but I fell off of that. I'm more football than anything, and I've been watching the Heat because the Heat are also in the championships. It's a great time for me to be in Florida because my Heat are in the finals, and the Florida Panthers are in the Stanley Cup finals, so this is pretty awesome for sports. But anyway, I'm a sports person, but we decided to watch hockey together. And let me tell you, a bunch of Puerto Ricans and a Honduran watching hockey, that's unheard of in my family. And we were all watching it and cheering on the Panthers. Yes, we lost, but it was a beautiful moment. And I looked around as everybody was looking at the TV, and I said, wow. I haven't had something like this in almost 20 years, guys. That's half my life, a little less than half my life. Okay? And it was a beautiful moment. And I'll never forget it. And I'll cherish that moment for the rest of my life. This is what God wants us to realize. Some of my birthday plans didn't turn out. I did get the awesome dinner. It was just like, it turned out way better than I expected. And maybe me going on that boat, me going to the intercoastal, we would have missed dinner. We would have missed the time for family to come over to sing happy birthday, to have fun conversation, and to watch the game, because we were having these crazy laughs. And I realized of something my grandmother said that actually showed up in the channeled messages for the Divine Masculine letter about the number 34, and why I channeled my grandparents' names in that letter. A huge message was revealed to me during meditation this morning about that. That wouldn't have transpired. I wouldn't have got that hit, that synchronicity about the Divine Masculine letter that I recorded the other day. You see how all this is coming into play here? If I would have gone on that boat, something would have happened, and I would have missed out on the dinner, on the family birthday singing, and watching the hockey game, and laughing about stuff. And I put on the 80s playlist because I was born in the 80s. If do the math, obviously, because I've turned 43 yesterday. And we were bonding over music, over stories. We joked about what we thought the lyrics for the Take On Me song by Aha was. And we were cracking up about, oh, I thought they said this. Oh, I thought they said that. Again, what is really of value. That's what God wants us to experience in life, okay? It may not be what you were hoping for, but there's something more to be gained. And this is also about losses, guys. You may feel like you've lost a lot. Things aren't coming to pass for you. I almost sound like Joel Osteen. But there's more than meets the eye here. You don't know that when you're traversing through this icy waters, or you move to the next island or something, that there's a treasure chest with the 10 of Pentacles in it. There's the cornucopia. There's the harvest. There is the abundance. When you really realize that you are abundant in family and happiness and celebrations together and just enjoying time and laughing together, that is more important than the money, than the house, than all these other things you're asking for. Not that God doesn't want you to have those things. When you realize you're abundant in other areas of life that have nothing to do with like money, you get into that vibration to attract it. I have always felt, doing my work and talking to my archangels and meditating, that when it comes to money, the manifestation of money, that is the last thing to happen. The house, the marriage, the family that you want. Things in the physical are the last things to materialize, because God wants you to be in the energy to attract those things, to understand what is really of value in life. So that when he gives you the windfall of money, he gives you the big house, he gives you that marriage that you've been seeking, he gives you that family that you've been wanting all this time, the financial stability and security, and being safe and being like not having to worry about money, you know, the generational wealth. When he sees that you can have that wealth within you without having it in the physical, that is where he blesses you magnanimously with the big money, with the windfall, with the financial security and stability, when you realize what is really of value in life. And yeah, may not seem, this doesn't make sense, God, but it makes sense to him, because again, he's trying to get you to see the light. The lighthouse is here, keeping your light on no matter the circumstances, right? She's hugging the seal. She's like, maybe the seal's gonna go away, or she's moving, or she's leaving something. There's a loss here. She's trying to get comfort. There may be something about comfort about animals here. Animals bring you comfort. Now I'm getting all of a sudden for somebody here, you lost a pet, or you lost a family member. My condolences if that's the case, okay? They're there in spirit. They never leave you. They never do. Maybe it's an anniversary of a death or an anniversary of a loss of some sort. Maybe around this time, you know, you were kind of disappointed, like you were supposed to be here by now, but you weren't, or you wanted to be somewhere last year and it's a year later and it's not there. But what I'm getting also, it's coming. God is trying to make sure that you are fulfilled within yourself first. This has nothing to do with money other than wishes come true, dreams come true when you are in the energy to receive it, when you are in the energy to attract it. If you're being Debbie Downer and you're very sorrowful, there's a grieving period. Yes, you can grieve. Yes, you can be a little bit sad. There's a little bit of depression. You could be like, oh man, it didn't come again. But go to God and have God to enlighten you, to get you to see what it is that you have as opposed to what you don't have. Whatever you've lost, you've gained something greater. It's like me. I lost 90% of everything that I've ever owned, and that was a very trying time for me last year. My birthday didn't turn out. 2022 was a very tough year for me. So many changes, and fives are about changes. So many disappointment, one after the other, and I felt like, what's going on here? I'm happy, I'm doing what God has called me to do. I feel free. I feel enlightened. I feel content. And God's like, yeah, Jess, even though you're losing more things, even though things aren't going according to plan, better things are coming. You wanted this one thing, but I'm trying to give you something way better. I had you lose these things because I'm trying to make room for something bigger. Those things that you're really wishing for, hoping, desiring, they're big things, Jess. You need to allow me to work my magic as you work yours. I need you to still be in a happy, content state. You're living the life, but with not having those material things in your life. That is a very huge thing to work towards, especially in this materialistic world, is it not? When we're realizing that the light is always there, that happiness is always there, we create the happiness in our lives. Our thoughts create a reality. If you're continuously thinking these negative thoughts, I keep being betrayed by people, by God, I keep losing things, I don't get it, God. What you're looking at in the physical. You may have lost a lot of things, but what did you gain in the end? For me, my happiness grows. I have a roof over my head. I have family around for the time being. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm not conformed to a 9-to-5 job. I don't have to worry about, oh God, I gotta go to bed early on Sundays, or wake up early and like make my son's lunch or whatever, and take him to school and go to this other job that's already crazy enough. And then, all this stuff. It's like when my ex-husband had to move out of state. I was like, oh man, now what? How are me and my son gonna be affected? And more so my son. But God's like, everything's gonna be okay. You have to realize, Jess, I'm doing this because if you do everything, you are going to collapse. You may fall into a serious amount of depression. You may have your energy so depleted that you can't take care of your son or yourself. And even when God told me to go live my purpose and to quit my career, everything's going to be great, and it still didn't turn out that way. But I'm still provided for. I'm still protected. I still have what I need. Again, I still have family. I have a roof over my head. I still have food to eat. It could have been way worse. And God's trying to make sure that with everything that I have lost, I'm realizing what I have gained. A sense of freedom, peace, bliss, contentment within here. I used to own a lot of things. I used to go on these really awesome trips and stuff like that. I missed that part of my life, but hey, God's like, I know that you love to travel. I know that you love going on these trips, and my son and I would have very memorable trips together. But now God's telling me something else. He's like, oh, just wait. You'll have that and then some. But I still needed to maintain my happiness even through those storms, right? Even through those losses and being like disappointed. And it's like, man, every time I think something's gonna go my way, it doesn't go my way. And it happens with my channel, it happens with my business. I have all these amazing ideas and I put these things out, but just in my full moon in Sagittarius reading alone, if you guys have watched that, I channeled some incredible wisdom there. And after I did that reading, I said, holy cow, I've leveled up again. And I felt that pride within myself, like, oh my gosh, like I'm able to receive these types of messages, to tap into that divine intelligence and share it with others. For right now, it doesn't have to go to thousands upon millions of people. But at some point, God's got to have me realize this is really what I want for you. The Ten of Pentacles. God wants a 10 of Pentacles for all of us, having everything, having it all. But it's not just about possessions, material things, guys. It's not just about the money. It's having great health. They want me to say this. Looking really good when you're 43. And I know that's a message for me, but that's what my Archangel said. I know my grandmother was telling me last night, she said, you really do not look your age, because she was asking my mom, how old is she turning again, before they came over. And I told my grandma, I said, you know what, I'm not focusing on my age anymore. I definitely don't feel 43. I don't look it either. But that's because of what's coming on the inside. How this is emotional fulfillment. And it's funny because they told me not to do my eye makeup today. They said, no, Jess, just go as you are. Just put the lip gloss on and that's it. But then here's, look, the sun is underneath the 9 of Cups. The light within you that shines outside of you. You start to attract that health. You start to look the part with how you're vibrating internally. God wants you to have everything under the sun. He wants you to have complete bliss and contentment. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's the best card in the deck. It's underneath the 9 of Cups. This is like bliss beyond belief right here. But you've got to have that within yourself no matter what. And that is a hard thing to do, guys. Trust me. But I have to do everything in my power to keep my light on. Even when people try to take me away from that. They put things in my head. That's 7 of Swords. Maybe somebody's putting things in your head, or you're healing other readers who are being Debbie Downer, or telling, well, this is never going to happen for you. If it hasn't happened by now, it's never going to happen. Watch that shit, because it's getting you out of alignment. Your thoughts create reality. If you're believing in things that are happening for you, and they are happening for you, but you're not believing in something that you think is far-fetched or that you're never going to attain, you're contradicting yourself. You need to be positive and optimistic as much as possible. Even when you're like, I was hoping for that and it's just not happening. Then it's never going to happen if you continuously believe that it's not going to happen. There's a huge amount of faith that you need to have with this. A lot of you, your faith is being tested. And your mind is getting the best of you. It doesn't happen, and you're like, oh, well, it's never going to happen. Oh, things are happening behind the scenes you know nothing about. Things aren't always what they're seeing because you're looking at it in the physical. You have no idea what God is doing behind that curtain for a lot of you. But if your vibration continues to tank and you continue to be just very saddened, low vibrational, if you're going to drinking, this is not going to help. If you're going to substance abuse, it's not going to help. That inhibits you from having your light on, from you raising your vibration. Vibration is everything here. God's trying to see within you that you can have this thing, whatever this is. If you have that faith, if you understand what God is really bringing into your life, being abundant in other things in life. He will give us the thing when we see what is really of value, like the things that we never saw were of value, when he sees that in us and we're happy with those things, he will bless you with more. You're gaining something, you're gaining wisdom here and understanding what is really of value in your life and being happy with it. You may not have those manifestations just yet. But when God sees that you're happy without those things that you're really desiring, you're showing loyalty to him. You're showing loyalty to yourself. You're showing loyalty to your dreams and your wishes. That you're not going to give up on your hopes and your dreams. And you're not going to allow these disappointments to keep you from attaining them. Because at the end of the day, God wants us to have it all. But we need to have it all within ourselves first. And we need to be content with those things that we've lost. That could be content anyway, aside from the things that we have lost. What you gain will be far greater than anything you have ever imagined. those things that you're desiring, like let's say you want a house. God wants a mansion for you, not an apartment, not a house. You want love. God doesn't want to give you just a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a husband and a wife just because. He doesn't want you to just give you a family, because remember, be careful what you're wishing for. You may want a home. The home could have problems with it. You could have horrible neighbors. There may be something in the home that is that causes somebody to get sick. A marriage. Oh, I just want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend, I want a spouse, I want a husband, I want a wife. What does that mean? Only for you to get a divorce later? Only for you to, for somebody who's just can't, they're fall into depression all the time and you can't handle it, you can't help them, or they can't find their happiness within themselves and you're kind of sucked up into that? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that depression is being caused by demonic spirits. Yes, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of emotional baggage, but we have the ability to get over those things, to release the emotional baggage, to release the trauma. Family can help with that. You doing things that make you happy can help with that. Going to God, praying more can help with that. You doing what lights you up, what makes you happy, helps with eliminating this depression stuff. Doing something creative. Doing what you love, okay? Again, getting into marriages where you don't see eye to eye. You don't love the same things. You're not passionate about the same things. It's not harmonious. It's not stable. You haven't found contentment within yourself, and then you get into a marriage where they haven't found their happiness. You haven't found their happiness, and no, but there's no happiness in the home. Right? You wanting to live somewhere where there could have been destruction, like I talked about with my birthday, me getting on the boat, something could have happened on the boat. Or I would have gone on the boat would have gotten stuck, we wouldn't have been able to make it to dinner. You get the point. We have to start seeing that when things don't happen in our lives, it's because God is trying to get us to still have our light on, to still be in that happy state regardless. And to find the things that are valued, that they do bring us that joy. The joy comes from within. We cannot find that outside of ourselves. And then God starts to bring us these beautiful moments with family, or beautiful moments in life that we never thought were possible, that we didn't really think that we really needed, as opposed to the things that we really wanted. When we have that contentment in those things that are really of value, that's when God works the magic, because the Nine of Cups is material and financial blessings magically appearing in your life. When God gives you the thing that is better than what you were wishing and hoping for, where it's more solid, it's stable, it's more harmonious. Because remember, what you're wishing and hoping for, there are other people in play here. If you're wishing and hoping for things that have other people's involvement in it, you gotta respect their free will and their wishes and their hopes and desires, right? It cannot just be about you, because the shadow side of Nine of Cups is you being selfish with your hopes and your dreams. Well, I wanted it this way, and this is what I want. What about what the other person wants and is wishing for and is dreaming up? What about them? God wants to make sure everybody's wishes, dreams, and hopes and desires are fulfilled here, not just yours. Two of Wands at the top of the deck. Getting out of your comfort zone, leaving, traveling, moving from your house. Plans. I made all these plans and it didn't come to fruition. It's because they weren't part of God's plan. Thank you, Drake. If they weren't part of God's plan, you need to be content with that, because God's plan is always the better plan. I had this vision. I thought this was going to happen by now. Hold the vision, trust the process with the Two of Wands. You feel the restlessness, you feel the excitement, stay in there. It's like that Journey song, Don't Stop Believing. Hold on to the feeling. God's trying to see if you're going to hold on to that feeling. And anyone and anything that comes to disrupt that, you get out of alignment. And I'm not saying that you're going to be perfect, because it happened to me on my birthday yesterday. I was having the greatest day, and then someone said something, and then I thought about something, And I was hoping for something by my birthday, and it was like, because I felt it, and I said, oh, God, am I deceiving myself? Am I going crazy? Am I being told lies? Am I lying to myself? Am I not really, is this not really what I'm feeling? It was another test for me. God said, oh, wait a minute, Jess. Hold on to that feeling. And I played that song last night on my birthday. And that song has been showing up a lot for me. And for other people who are around me. And it's like, Jess, remember the things that you've channeled. And they had me remember the Divine Masculine letter that I did. The Divine Masculine reading. All the other stuff that I have done in my own work. And God says, look what came out. We proved to you what your intuition was. It's correct, Jess. Why are you doubting? Why are you starting to get into the negativity of this? It's a huge test of stamina and strength with regards to our mindset, our minds being strong and our hearts being strong. So let's see what the angels want to reassure us of. What guidance do we have from the archangels, Holy Spirit? So if your name is Athena Rochelle, this is a very important message for you. We have Athena Rochelle here. Archangel is always showing up, guys. Archangel Uriel is at the bottom of the deck. I didn't even know he was in this deck, to be honest. Your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness from your heart and your mind. I didn't sense any anger, but that's for somebody. That's kind of stemming from this. All is not lost, guys. You're meant to have it all. But any energies of this, right? Your emotions are healing, releasing the emotional baggage. You don't have to stay there. It's a choice. Accept the emotions, process them, and purge them. APP. Archangel Uriel, you're being recommended, you're being guided to call upon Archangel Uriel to help you with this. It's enabling to open you to greater love. What did I say about, I just want love, I just want a boyfriend, I just want a girlfriend, I just want somebody to be there with me, I want my counterpart now. Watch when you wish for that, because if they come back and they're not ready, you got to go back to another cycle. Let them fulfill their dreams, their hopes, and their wishes, and you do the same while you're in separation, if this is a separation thing for you. Release the anger and forgiveness from your heart and your mind. So we have Athena and Rochelle here. So Athena says it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. Because remember, when you are down, when you're sad, when you're depressed, when you're angry, when you're feeling hopelessness and despair, or just being like sulking, nothing ever works out for me, all is lost, there's a lot of emotional baggage you haven't cleared, the people around you will pick up on that. Okay? You have the power to overcome those emotions. You do. And I know a lot of people fall into depression. Maybe a lot of people have been betraying you, they've been lying to you, they've been cheating on you, whatever. You got to come into your power and raise your vibration so that that comes to an end. Can't be blaming those people. That's a hard thing for people to do. They can't forgive those people. They're angry. Angry at God. God, why do people keep betraying me? Why do people keep lying to me? Why do people keep like leaving me? Whatever. Rejection's protection, first of all, and there's also what you lose. You always gain something else, something better. But when you stay in that contented peace, that joyful state, watch what God does in your life. Know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. That benefits your family. When one is healed, all are healed. When we come out of this difficult type of emotional hurt, emotional baggage, we still stay strong knowing that God is always going to make a way out of no way. We still stay strong knowing that God is going to give us those blessings. Because remember, He's trying to see if we find the things that bring us joy and we don't stay marinating in the things that didn't happen or focusing on the loss of someone or something. Rochelle, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. See? Look, I'm wearing green too. How cool is that? They told me to wear this romper today. That's freaking awesome. Angel Rochelle is helping you. Honor and follow the guidance of your heart. Prosperity is coming. What did I say about following your heart, trusting your intuition? I know how difficult this is. But I've learned, I know better now. Just like yesterday, okay, I couldn't go on the boat, couldn't be by the water, but I still had a wonderful time. I wouldn't have made those memories, taking those pictures with the family. Again, I haven't had my whole family sing me happy birthday in nearly 20 years. And I'm very blessed because I know my parents, my grandparents, they're not going to be here forever. I may not be living in the same state anymore in the future if God pulls me somewhere else, because I am here in California. You know what I mean? I won't have that luxury. So God's like, it's for some of you. God's making sure you have these memories with family, and you experience these happy, blissful moments with other people, right? Prosperity comes to you, but prosperity doesn't have to mean money either, just like abundance. You feel prosperous because it's like you feel powerful and you have this abundance in all these other areas like health and peace and wellness and joy and contentment. And you're prosperous because you're flourishing, you're continuing to grow and learn. You are emitting this light and you're looking healthier, you're glowing, you have this truth about yourself and you're being who you are. That's being prosperous too. But it's all about you following your heart, doing what you love, and you finding your emotional fulfillment on your own. Top of the deck is Desiree. No, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you. There's the comfort here. Maybe a pet's gonna help comfort you, or you're gonna find something to help comfort you. Don't go to drinking or substance abuse or drugs or gambling or I don't know what, shopping even, like impulsive shopping or shopping to fill a void, all right? Don't go that route. Look to family for support. Look to doing something crafty, something creative for support. Maybe go to friends who can lift you up, okay? Those friends who don't bring you down, who don't push you further into an emotional abyss here. Those friends who are gonna lift you up, who are gonna raise your vibration, okay? Right, see, conditions are favorable right now. It's exactly, this is a heavy energy. That Seven of Swords. Wait, be patient, because something is about to manifest. Something is about to magically appear, right? Because it says prosperity is coming to you now, but you got to be in the vibration for it. Others of you look into other options. If God has been presenting you certain options, you listen. And I know one of you, your name is Desiree, so this is a huge message for you too. Okay? Oh gosh, somebody lost somebody. There's a death here. Somebody died. If that is you, and I'm feeling who it is, I'm very sorry for your loss. There was a lot of hope here that this person was going to make it through. You prayed a lot, you talked to God, you worked with your archangels and stuff, but you still lost this person. And you're angry. Maybe you weren't there for them when they passed, or something happened where, I don't know, somebody was on a plane when their father passed. Something about somebody was not there when they passed, or you were there when they passed on, and you felt very betrayed by God. Listen, and this is for those of you who are going to lose family members to something. Maybe the CV-19, maybe cancer, maybe some serious illness, some phono, whatever. A death by nature, drowning, plane crash, I don't know why I'm saying that. Boat accident. Anyway, fishing accident, I'm hearing. Look, if God called for that person, God called for that person. And I know I'm not saying prayers don't work. I'm not saying we shouldn't pray and we should call upon the archangels and remain hopeful and optimistic, okay? I'm not saying we shouldn't do that at all. And even when you are and you still lose the thing, it's the same thing with last year. I was praying to God that I would be able to keep my house, and God was allowing me to stay in the house until God said, no, I need to remove this. You need to go over here. You need to have this life. You need to go make room for this. After I had that vision, I prayed to God, God, please let us be safe or whatever. And I still had that accident on my birthday last year. God had something bigger and greater. God, Archangel Michael was protecting us from something. God had something better planned. And I had to find my happiness again, even though I was very disappointed that I didn't get to have my birthday weekend last year. But look what I got this year. I didn't get to go on the boat or the beach, but I still had a fantastic day watching the hockey game with family, something I've never done, and that was actually, wow, that was magical in itself. And we were all learning about hockey, because I only know a little bit about hockey, right? I learned about what high sticking was and all this stuff, and I didn't know that in hockey, when somebody gets kicked out of a game, they can't be replaced or something like that. I'm like, what the hell is that shit? But anyway, that's besides the point. You see what I mean? I was even learning. My family was learning. We were learning together about stuff about hockey, because we're not hockey people. Now I'm like, I like this. Maybe I'll get into hockey, because I was getting into hockey, like I said, when the Florida Panthers started, and I fell off of that wagon. But anyway, again with the loss. God always has a higher purpose, and sometimes God pulls away these people to help you on the earthly plane, to help you with your journey, because they're going to be more helpful in the 5D than in the 3D. Okay? Them always being there with you in spirit. As my nose itches. No, conditions may not be favorable. No, you lost that thing, you lost that person, but there's something better that you're going to gain from this. And especially for those of you who've lost a family member, they're really going to be supporting you with your mission work and your journey. Their suffering wasn't for nothing, because God called them back. And it's hard for a lot of us, especially when people are young, like children who pass away, young people who pass away. I had a friend of mine who passed away. He didn't hit his 21st birthday. He died of leukemia. But God had a purpose for that too. Maybe he's even helping me right now, because every now and again he comes through SpongeBob, and I know that's funny, because SpongeBob's eyes and the teeth are kind of similar to that friend that I lost. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's coming through for a reason. His name is Brian, and he apparently has had some sort of significance in my life, and apparently I'm being told my sons. Let's see what final guidance we have for this week. Is that what I think it is? Yep. I channeled this, guys. Pray more. And some of you are like, but Jess, I keep praying. I'm praying and praying. Keep praying. Maybe you need to elevate that, because if you start praying and then all of a sudden you want something to happen right after you pray or whatever, it doesn't work like that. Like for me with my house, I prayed for a year. When I started to realize, oh my gosh, how am I going to stay in this house, God? I've been praying for years about other things too, to include my counterpart. Sometimes when I pray for something, it manifests really quickly. Other times it's because other people are involved. Other things got to happen first, and God's testing me. Testing my patience, testing my happiness level. Am I going to doubt myself? Am I going to let people deceive me? Am I going to continue to try to look for some physical proof for something, what I'm feeling? I knew this card was going to come out. I felt it very strongly. And yeah, like I said, some of you were praying, hoping this person wouldn't pass, you wouldn't lose this thing, you would have this thing, and you feel betrayed by God. I feel a strong betrayal. You feel betrayed by God and the archangels. Listen. Things aren't always going to make sense to us, but you're gaining something even greater. It's like when I lost practically everything that I own, and I prayed to God, I don't want to lose these things. I don't want to, and I said to God, I don't want all this stuff, but can I keep this, or whatever? Can I keep the house? Can I stay in Maryland? God's like, nope. He wanted me to be here for my birthday, and for Mother's Day, and for all the other holidays, and all these other things. I don't get to do these readings out by this amazing backyard. You see what I'm saying? I don't get to be 30 minutes from the beach. And no offense to Maryland beaches, but they're not the same as Florida beaches. I'll just say that right now. Right? I'm a water person. And God will keep me here for as long as He wants me to, but I know, I feel like I'm not going to be here indefinitely. And I keep praying. And I keep praying. But I also pray God for the strength, for the resilience. I pray God continue to raise my vibration. Like last night, I started to fall into doubt. God, get me out of this doubtful state. Help me to trust. Help me to get back to my happy state, because I was starting to feel like, oh. I wished for something before my birthday to happen, something my birthday. It didn't happen. Again, the boat thing didn't happen for a reason. And even this morning, I said, God, even though I didn't get to go on the boat, thank you for an amazing birthday. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the family. Thank you for the music we were listening to. Thank you for the food, because I had a fantastic dinner yesterday. It couldn't have been any more perfect. And God said, see, I wanted you to have that instead. And I can't be any more grateful for that. Again, we pray, we wish, we hope for things, and we don't get them. God's trying to get us this. A lot of people don't have the 10 of Pentacles. And what I usually get with this nowadays is God wants us to have more than the 10. There is something bigger, better, and greater than the 10 of Pentacles. The tarot is just limiting the stuff that we can have. Just like you can't limit your dreams and your hopes and your desires, and you can't limit God either. God is limitless. You can't put that in a box. You can't put these cards in a box, even though sometimes they're in a box, but you get the point. There's way more to life than even what the tarot says, even what 10 of Pentacles is. But that takes some time. That takes a lot of patience, a lot of faith, a lot of trusting God. And even through all those losses and disappointments, the setbacks, setback after setback, disappointment after disappointment. Trust me, guys, I've been going through this for years, okay? And I still keep praying to God what I am desiring. I'm showing my loyalty to God because I know what God has shown me. I know what God has told me. I know what I'm feeling here. And I still have to be in alignment with what's in here. Honor and follow the guidance of your heart, no matter what. Look what's at the bottom of the deck. It's a triple sixes. Yeah, they're talking about this is like the double number, but listen, this is balance, it's harmony, it's peace. This could also be that the devil is interfering with your heart's desires. The devil is trying to deceive you. Other people are trying to deceive you. Because remember, the enemy does work with God. Look at the story of Job. Satan went to God. Hey, I bet you I can get Job to lose faith in you and to curse you out and to denounce you. And Job never did. And Job lost everything, even his kids, spouses, his home, his wealth, everything. He even got very sick. And he's like, nope. The devil's like, oh, let's take out more from Job. Let's take out more from Job. And Job was like, no, no, no. And Job did get a little bit, God, what the hell's going on? Why? And Job showed him something greater than anything he could have ever imagined. And Job was like, okay, I trust you, God. And what did God do? He blessed Job with double than what he had. So many people stay in the Job part of the Job journey, of the Job story, in despair, in hopelessness, and curse God out, and get angry at life, at God, at everybody else around them, at themselves, and they stay in a dark state. And that's where the devil wants them to keep them, so that, because the devil also knows that you're coming into something greater than the Ten of Pentacles. But if you stay in that lower vibrational state, God cannot bring that to you, because it is not of the divine. You are not in a divine state. He's not going to bring about those blessings, those divine wishes and desires and things. The things that are more than what you're hoping and wishing for. Anger does not correlate with the Ten of Pentacles. Unforgiveness does not correlate with the Ten of Pentacles. And even though Job was still praying to God, even for me, it was like setback after setback, disappointment after disappointment, mishaps and, mistakes. Maybe you've made a mistake, or somebody else did, or somebody else keeps making mistakes. Maybe you need to talk to them. Maybe you need to have some compassion for them. We're not perfect, but there's a big thing with setbacks. I keep praying and I'm not getting it. I keep praying and I'm not getting it. It's not to say that God's not going to get you that thing. Yes, there are other people involved. Yes, there's something bigger than what you're asking for. But he wants you to be faithful to him and to be loyal to him. I'm going to see if you're going to continue to keep praying. I'm hearing all is not lost. You are getting more than what you asked for. But you need to do this. Pray more and continue to pray. Thoughts are out of balance regarding financial and material matters. Some of you are not trusting that your material needs are going to be met with your life's purpose, with paying for your home, your rent, whatever, buying things for family or whatever that is. If you keep worrying, worry has been a big thing for the past couple of weeks. You keep doubting, you keep deceiving yourselves that your prayers aren't being heard or answered, that your prayers are not working. You need to try to there is no try. What is it that Joda says? Do it or not, there is no try. You either continue to trust and have faith in God or you don't. All you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. Like me, my doubt will set in. The negative thoughts will set in. I'm a human being. I have strong air in my chart. I've got strong Virgo in my chart. Virgo's ruled by Mercury, okay? The thought processes will get the best of me. The devil knows this, because that was a weakness of mine for so many years. He's tried everything to throw me off course, and it hasn't been working. And I'm still happy. I'm still content, even with those disappointments, even with those losses, even those, oh, I prayed for that. I was hoping for that. Oh, it didn't happen. Okay. Not in God's plan, not in God's will. I am copacetic with it. I'm going to keep moving on, and I'm still going to pray. I'm still going to be happy with what I have right now. And I know material stuff is a big thing for a lot of you. But what did I say about it coming later? God wants you to see if you can still be happy without the money. He wants you to see if you're still going to trust him when you're praying for the money and things. Like I prayed to God for the rent money when it ran out. And then all of a sudden my business wasn't working out. And again, this was 5 of Cups for me. What is going on, God? And I was still doing my mission work. I was still being happy. My son and I were still having fun, going on walks and doing things that we could. God, I don't get it. But God's like, do you want to stay in this house? Do you still want to be doing this? Do you still want? I want more for you. I want more for you. I want more for you. And I still prayed about it. Again, when people talk about, I'm praying for this house, I'm praying for this apartment, God wants you to have a mansion. He wants you to have a better relationship, the greater love, the greater everything, the thing that is more than the 10 of Pentacles. He wants you to see if you're going to be happy without the financial piece of this. Get back into balance, into a state of harmony with your heart space and knowing what is really of value and allowing yourself to receive. You're still addicted to this, let go. What are you still addicted to? Some past mistakes that you've made? You're still addicted to focusing on the loss of someone or something? You're seeking comfort in drinking, substance abuse, buying things to fill a void? You're still addicted to forcing to try to have money come into your life instead of attracting it? Instead of trusting God that He will give you whatever that is? Right? Thoughts are out of balance. The 7 of Swords. Watch your mind state. 444. Your connection to the angelic realm is very strong right now. See, you need to be trusting in what the archangels are doing. Continue to work with them. Continue to pray with them. Archangel Uriel is here. That's why they had me pull out the angel cards. Athena and Rochelle. You can go look them up if you need to find prayers or something. Desiree is here too. Or, Angel Desiree here. They're here to help you. This no longer serves you. Release the emotional baggage. This is the shit happens card too. Shit happens, guys. Things don't go our way all the time, but there's always something to see. There's always light within the darkness. We have the ability to see it. God teaches us. I teach you to see it the way that I've been able to see it myself. Yeah, you had a setback. Yeah, you had a loss. Yeah, it didn't work out. It's not according to God's plan. God always has the bigger, better plan. So for some, this no longer serves you. This 7 of Swords and 5 of Cups, this needs to be released. This is what this full moon in Sagittarius is having you guys release. If you haven't watched my full moon in Sag reading, please watch that. It talks a lot about what needs to be released and what will be healed when you let go of those things. Let go and let God. This is forgiveness. Accept things for the way they are, the way that they happened, and just let it go. Yes, you can grieve. Yes, you can be sad about it, but don't stay in this for too long. You will get out of alignment with what you're trying to call in. Pray to God to get you out of this depression, this sadness, this sorrow, this loss, betrayal, whatever this is for you. You guys know what this is. You know what is no longer serving you. You got to be honest with yourself about this. It's time to let it go. Just keep praying. Maybe the types of prayers need to change, or you got to pray some more. What did I say? Be honest with yourself is right underneath the this no longer serves you card at the top of the deck. Some of you are way too overly focused on the material world, the money. Money, 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 money does not make the world go round. God makes the world go round. Unconditional love makes the world go round. Peace makes the world go round. We need to get more into that. There's a bit of selfishness here for someone, self-indulgent. Maybe somebody has been selfish with their money. You've been, you know, trying to buy things for yourself to fill a void, or you've been only spending on things for yourself and not your financial matters that need to be attended to, your home, your family, food, clothing that you need. This could have been, this is a drinking thing too. Now I'm getting it again. Somebody's going to drinking, substance abuse. This is overindulgence, being selfish, being smug. Remember what I said, only filling your dreams and your wishes as opposed to others. Be careful with that. That brings about more karma. A meeting with God is overdue. Yep, this keeps coming up. I talked about this last week when I talked about being angry with God a long time ago. And I said, God, I don't want to be angry anymore, but I'm just letting you know I'm frustrated. I'm tired of these setbacks. I'm tired of these disappointments. Like, my goodness gracious, when is it going to end? Remember, I said that last week. If you didn't watch my last week's Archangel message, watch it. And I felt at peace, and God was reminding me, Jess, remember what I've done so far. Remember what's coming. Remember what I've shown you. I'm not trying to lie to you. God does not lie. He does not deceive us. The devil does. And the devil does that by deceiving us in the 3D world. God doesn't always have to give us signs and synchronicities. He doesn't always have to give us proof in the physical world, because that doesn't build our relationship with God. It causes us to mistrust our intuition and to not go to Him for everything. Seek thee first the kingdom of God, and all shall be granted to you. God first. Okay? It's so funny. I'm not going to lie. Every time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I should have said that in the middle of it, but it is what it is. Be honest with yourself. If these videos have been helping you, because I have a strong feeling that some of you don't really like what I say every time, because you're trying to get what you want to hear as opposed to what you need to hear. That's not reality. I am not one of those readers. I speak truth and nothing but, and I always pray to God to allow me to say these things that I know are going to be triggering for people, that I know are going to be difficult for people to listen to. And I share my experiences so that it can help you come to realization that I've been through it too. My life is beautiful even though I don't have the manifestations of my heart's desires yet. But I know they're coming. And it does get tough sometimes, even just like what happened to my birthday yesterday. I'm like, nope, I gotta get back to my joy. I cannot allow things, disappointments, people, whatever, to strip me of my joy. That is what the devil does. The devil will come through family members, other people, to try to strip you of your joy. Don't try to fill your joy with materialistic things. It's not going to help you feel better. Trust me, I've been there, done that. It doesn't work at the end of the day. It doesn't. I'm content with doing this video sitting right back out here. Some of you need to go out in nature more. Okay? Pray for more peace in your life. Pray for more joy. God, bring me to a state of joy. Help me to find things that bring me joy. Help me to be happy with what I have right now. Help me to be happy with my situation, even though it doesn't look so great, because it looks gloom for some of you, but that's the way you perceive it. Again, Wasa Full Moon Sag reading that talks about perception of things and what is positive, what is negative. This is supposed to help you with your spiritual growth, your evolution of the soul, and your healing. And a lot of my messages are going to come through where it's not going to be easy to hear. But when you work through these things, when you let go of these things, when you get back into balance with your thoughts, you let go of those addictions, those obsessions with whatever, you trust more in God and the angels that they are listening and hearing your prayers. But they will not be answered in the way that you are wanting them to be answered, nor in the time that you want. God has to work through you first before he gives you those bigger, better things. But praying for peace and stability and happiness and optimism and positivity. When I ended up realizing that I was no longer able to pay my rent, I prayed God for the strength like you wouldn't believe. I was asking, help me get out of this. Lord, I thank you for helping me get out of this situation. And he did, but not the way that I expected. But it brought some crazy ass miracles that I would have never experienced if I wouldn't have gone through that. But I always prayed for strength and for peace of mind and for contentment and joy. God, just help me to stay in alignment. Help me to stay happy. Help me to stay, I don't want to stress, I don't want to get anxiety, and I still slept like a baby. I've said this before. That's what I was praying to God for. And when it happened that I had to leave, it was tough, but I totally could have collapsed. Gone into severe depression, substance abuse, God knows what. And I didn't get close to that because I prayed to God for strength and endurance and for faith and for trust in him. Help me to still be healthy. And the enemy tried to take me out with the health thing. And I knew I was going through a serious Job moment right then and there. When I got sick right before I had to move out of the house. And I was still sick when I moved, people. I was coming out of it, but I was still sick. And I said, God, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. And I prayed for God for strength. And I healed myself when I asked God to help me heal myself to get that strength. He did it in an instant. He helped me to get through with continuing to get ready to move out of the house. That in itself showed me how much power I actually have with not only healing myself, but healing other people. It is safe for you to be powerful. You have way more power than you think you do, guys, to get through this. Okay? All right. Well, that concludes your messages. If you didn't know already, I changed up my Capella memberships. If you really need some guidance, guys, you're having a hard time dealing with 5 of Cups and 7 of Swords, like your emotional baggage, your negative thoughts, like, you know, you feel like you can't get out of a situation. If you can't afford one of my readings, there are payment plans for the readings, by the way, but if you feel like it's just not for you right now, I highly recommend you sign up for a Capella membership. I added some more benefits. I'm excited about my grab bag readings where I'm going to be throwing in surprises for my members. That was an idea given to me by God. You won't know how many bonus reading surprises you're going to get. I even do surprises where somebody can win a free reading or get a huge discount on something. My highest tier membership, you get a special bonus regardless. If you're the Auriga member, you get coaching with that. If you do the math, it's more bang for your buck. You also get like you could get a free reading every month or a huge discount on a personal reading every month or a free tangible thing. I'm working on adding more things to my shop, like having merchandise and creating these other things. So when that happens, you can get free merch and stuff like that. Now all these bugs are coming at me. Anyway, So check out the memberships, okay? The Plus memberships have the extra bonus stuff in them. Yeah, so in this deck, I'm still working on, I've been praying to God to get the resources to have this deck printed out. It's ready to go. God said, just create the deck anyway. Don't worry about the money. I will bring it to you. I've been praying to God for the money. I'm being honest, for the deck to come, but I'm not disappointed, you know. And it's bigger than this. There's more messages than this one in this deck. This is an awesome deck, and it looks glorious. I cannot wait to see it in print form. So I'm just trusting in God that when the time is right, I will be blessed with the resources, with the money to go send it to my printer. I'm going to get the first copy right away, and they're going to be for sale pretty quickly on my shop. So that's also an example of what I've been praying to God for. But I'm still happy. I'm still like super content with what I created. Like, I'm so freaking excited about that deck. It's not even funny. It's just like with my unspoken words deck that I did for the masculine collective, or your inner masculine. And so they want me to be very vulnerable here. So that deck that I created, I was super stoked about it. I was excited about it. I made some sales, and then I still have like 20 decks for sale. And I was hoping to make money off of those decks to pay for this one. That is my 5 of Cups, everybody. I'm being completely honest here. Some people think that tarot readers and the business that I have, I'm like having all this money, making all these sales. No, even with that deck alone, guys, I still have about 19, 20 copies left. And I was hoping that those would take off so I could create more of I have so many other decks to create, guys. It's not even funny. I have all these other projects. And it's just like the resources. But I'm not letting that stop me. Yes, it is disappointing. I was hoping every project that I do, everything that I hope for, just doesn't work out. And God's testing me. Am I going to continue to create these decks? Am I going to continue to do my work? Am I to continue to be this highly vibrational, energetic, I'm hearing spunky person doing my readings? I could totally be depressing in my readings. Why would I want to do that? Because that's going to move on to you. I'm not being a light worker. I'm not shining. A true light worker will still have this type of energy, even in the middle of this. That is a true light worker right there. It's what I have learned to do. Even through my setbacks and disappointments, I'm still going to give that guidance. I'm still going to give that light, that unconditional love, and that peace to others. Because if I can't do that, I'm causing you guys to fall into that same energy that I'm in. That's not helping anyone. Not you, not me, not the collective, not God. And God can't help us in the process either. Okay? I've been doing this stuff for years now. And I had my heyday at some point, and then it stopped. I knew there was a massive test. I knew the devil came in. It hasn't been easy, but I need to keep my light on. I need to find what is really of value to continue to do that, and I have. And every time I have to know my worth. I have to know that what I created, what I'm doing, is purposeful. It is of value. It is helping somebody, right? I have to be proud of the work that I do, the readings that I do, the things that I channel, how far I've come. I have to be grateful that I get to sit out here, that I don't have to worry about anything. That is gold right there. It doesn't matter that I'm not selling the decks just yet. It doesn't matter that the business isn't taking off just yet. I'm still doing what I've been called to do. And I'm still doing what brings me joy.